wait a minute, man. Y'all can't just keep calling him Hitler. Y'all can't just keep trying to make him seem like this big bad wolf when in reality, a lot of people are agreeing with some of the points that he's saying.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying? So there's always good and bad sides to it. Now, one of the good sides that I really, really am interested in are three things. You know, it's called the Blown Reality. We deal in conspiracy theories.
Mm-hmm.
How many conspiracy theories have been coming true lately? One being the JFK files that's being released. Finally, 2,500 pages that has always been in secret. Know what I mean? Being released. 9/11.
That is a big one. See, I'm looking forward to that.
I mean, we was right here. You know what I mean? We right across the water.
Mm-hmm.
When it comes to, because we were just talking about plane accidents and stuff like that. They held a lot of information back. Like people were like, okay, yeah, it was Al Qaeda, but people who actually knows politics, knows geopolitics, they're like, nah, it wasn't Al Qaeda. They went into Iraq for no reason. That whole thing was a lie. They didn't have weapons of mass destruction. I had veterans who were family who went to war for no reason. So now there are files that are basically saying, okay, we know who really did it, and they still haven't released it to the American public. This is information that people are putting into Trump's ear, like, yo, we need to tell people the truth. And the Trump administration right now is pushing full transparency, which is the complete opposite of the past administration. Now, there are some people that may disagree and may be towards the other side. There may be. But for the most part, that's not who MAGA country is. You know what I'm saying? They've been proving it just now. There's black people in there. There's people of all races in there.
Yeah.
Even people who are Haitians, they love Trump. You know what I'm saying? It really depends. So he's
got
touched
Mexicans
everybody.
who love Trump.
Mexicans even. You know what I'm saying? Like,
What about Elon Musk? How do you feel about him? And how his involvement with...
I think he's doing a fucking amazing job, to be honest. Here's the thing. He's a fucking weirdo. Let me just say that, right? Because he's a genius. So weird geniuses usually, you know, if you know how to work with fucking... What is it? Spaceships and shit like that. He's a millionaire, billionaire? I don't know. Whatever. His main goal is for government efficiency. This is a new program, by the way. It's never been introduced. And they're finding your tax dollars being wasted in a lot of programs. And it's adding up. They're saying they got damn near $2.7 trillion worth of waste. Things that, yo, we'd rather that money, instead of being spent outside the country, on us.
Yeah.
Over here.
Which makes
in
a
America.
lot of sense.
Why are you paying these taxes? On top of that, the administration is trying to get to a point where they trying to like make sure there's no taxes on overtime. They trying to take that shit off. You know what I'm saying? They trying to take taxes off of waitresses. The tips, they trying to take taxes off that. That's where they're trying to go. Working for the everyday man. Like what other president actually tried to get to this place where they're like, all right, fuck that. Waitress, I got you back. That's it. It's over.
That sounds like to me like a president that's for the people. And you got to think for a very long time, Americans have been asking for a president that is for the people. And I think Americans have been we've been so conditioned to, like, we don't trust anybody no more. We don't really trust anything. And it's like, which makes sense, but understand the psychology that we have now. It's like, yeah, right. Like he's going to be the one to do it. Look, and I'm not, before you guys, look. Say it. Before you guys try to kill me on this.
Just
listen,
say it.
I'm going to say, before you guys try to kill me on this one. Look, when Jesus came down, and I'm not comparing him to Jesus. Damn, calm down. Blood tears, chill. Look, seriously. But look, when Jesus came down, they didn't believe in him either. You know what I'm saying? So what I'm saying is, sometimes what you see, you know what I mean? Sometimes what you see and what you get, it may be confusing and you may not be used to it, and it may be to what you actually need. That's all I'm saying, right? So look, now to say this, right? Joe Biden had his chance. He did what he did, and now
people was having that same theory as you, though. When Jesus came down, nobody believed in him.
All right, but...
And they thought that for Biden. So you're going to confuse every president.
What I'm saying is Biden didn't do what he had to do for the people.
And Trump
made now, just give this new presidency, just give this president a chance to do what he has to do, what's necessary for the country.
Can I add on to what you're saying real quick?
Saying. Go ahead.
Can I add on to what you're saying real quick? Just to add on to what he's saying, we're talking about the Biden administration, etc. There's news coming out from his own staff of people who are saying how terrible of a job they were doing. while they were in the house. They have their own people who worked on their campaign saying, yo, he was not all there. And Kamala Harris lied to the American people when she said he was all there and he was okay.
On top of that,
and 100%. What? He's in the best health of his life. Now, that being said, let's not compare Donald Trump to Jesus.
I'm not, and I definitely let everybody know that I definitely wasn't comparing him to Jesus.
I know.
I was comparing.
I know, but let's not do that. But I'll compare him to somebody else that's also controversial, Martin Luther King. Why?
This nigga.
See, no.
All right, I want to hear.
Listen to the reasons. We in Black History Month. We gotta be controversial.
We comparing the orange man.
We gonna
orange
compare
man
the
to
orange
the black man. That's messed up that you call him the orange man.
I kind of like that. That's like a superhero name or something like that.
The orange man?
Orange man. I
don't know. Orange is the new black. Orange is the new black.
Nah. So the reason why I even compared it to Martin Luther King. Martin Luther King, of course, was assassinated. But
that should be the title of y'all episode. Sorry, just
yeah,
Orange is the new black.
Yeah,
that's pretty cool. I like that.
So Martin Luther King was assassinated, right? And at first they told us who it was, right? They said it was one man, one goal. That's it. Then later on, what happened? They found out it was an entire government conspiracy that plotted together to take his life. Together, a government agency. Why? Why did they do that? Because he brought too many people together. What the fuck did they almost try to do to Trump? They tried to kill this man. Mm-hmm. Shot him right through the head.
You really believe that?
Yes, I do believe that. Okay. There is literally FBI investigations and actual paperwork that supports that fact. Not only that, if you were paid... Look, listen. Conspiracy theorists, all right? I'm telling you, I did
we up 37-0, baby.
37-0.
Up, baby. I just wanted to let you know.
Did you see
just
that
in
clip?
case. No, that's just a number that.
No.
So there's a clip of this guy talking about all the conspiracy theories that recently came true,
compared
to everybody else saying,
Kennedy,
you're lying, that's a lie. And he was like, seems like all the conspiracy theories are turning out to be true. So it looks like we've got to start looking for new conspiracy theories.
Yeah, facts.
You know what I'm saying? So I say all that to say this. The reason why I compared it was like this. Mm-hmm. They need him. They did not want him to become president because of warmongering. Because if Kamala became president, there would be a lot more wars going on right now. A lot more lives being lost.
And you wanted her to become president too.
Huh?
I did.
That's
I
okay.
Do.
That's okay. Ain't no judgment. We're going to...
I said shouldn't be.
We're gonna get
what
that
spirit out
now. It's gonna take a couple more episodes, Blunties, but we're gonna get this Kamala energy out of there real quick.
That's wild.
We're gonna get that out of here. Listen, just keep your mind open. It's okay. That's another thing. I don't care, because I have family members who were like, yeah, we're going towards the other side. It's okay. That's fine. Here's the thing. Not everybody has...
What's the other side? What side and what side? What side?
Left, right.
Okay.
Republican, Democrat.
And you stand on the...
I stand the independent. But I did vote for Trump. And I don't give a fuck what nobody has to say, because he over 70% of the country voted for him quietly. People were quiet.
That's a fact. Yo,
no,
there was so many quiet
ones and
there was some quiet ones. There was some quiet ones.
There was some quiet people.
You quietly voted?
Quietly.
Nah, we talking about Trump this
we
entire
talking
time.
about it. When he became president, you ain't see my...
I was up the entire time. Nah.
Beforehand?
Before he became president.
Before he became president, I think we were talking about how they tried to kill him. Yes, we had a whole episode on how they literally tried to... And if you look at the details of who was in charge and everything surrounding it, it was this whole setup. It was like, yo, why are they... Yo, they clearly did this on purpose. If you do the research, if you go down that rabbit hole, you're going to go crazy. I guarantee.
They tried to set...
You see? This is
what
it.
they did?
This is it.
No, this is what they did. They
it.
MK Ultra'd someone, try to get him to assassinate their president. You feel what I'm saying? Exactly what they did. Exactly.
Yeah, you could have just kept saying how we love the orange man.
I like this, yo. I like trying to convince people why you going towards one side. Here's the thing.
I don't need any convincing though. I see what I see.
I feel it's very needed in the black community, the convincing. Because what happened?
I don't trust. That's the thing. We're so quick to And I feel like we're talking in circles too, because you definitely said how you just want to see what's in front of you. Whatever comes out, whatever happens, you just want to see it for what it is. Same here, but you also can't forget what you see as humane. So many people are talking about finances and a better country and this, and that. I'm sorry, sometimes the logical has to connect with the emotional. And that man is not only an idiot, I don't care if he knows finances, whatever. You're still an idiot when it comes to social things. So when we're speaking on race, and I'm sorry, it does play a major part, that man don't know nothing about the black man except for the stereotypical stuff that they put in front of you, which, from what y'all are saying, we shouldn't go by. But that's all that Trump thinks us as.
I got a lot.
Nah, go. I want to hear what you got to say.
All right, I'm gonna respond to you because what you're saying, a lot of people think the same thing, right? To be honest, I'm gonna give you an example. Have you ever heard of the Central Park 5? I don't know if you know this, but I worked with Ava DuVry. Anyway, she directed the actual miniseries about the Central Park 5. And long story short, they were all acquitted of all crimes, accused of beating and raping a white woman. They all confessed to the crime by being forcefully underage kids, by the way. They were like between 11 to 15, 14, and one of them was even special ed. But the cops somehow beat them and scared them all into confessing a crime that they did not commit, just because they thought they were going to go home. Well, they ended up in the prison system going through a whole bunch of hellish shit. Trump put out a newspaper article saying we should bring the death penalty back for these kids. On the newspaper during that time, after they confessed. I hated that shit. I'm like, yo, this racist nigga, they're kids. How could he do that? Blah, blah, blah. Then when he was asked, why did you do that to the Central Park 5? He said something that was so simple. Yo, why did you do that? Why did you say this about these kids? He said, during the time they confessed. Then I was like, fuck. What are you going to say to that? What are you going to say to that? He was angry. He put out a newspaper article to call for the death of kids that he thought actually confessed to a crime against some woman. Okay, you can say white woman, but some woman, right? So that alone, it gives you, as a black man especially, it gives you conflicting emotions. Like, okay, is he racist? Is he not? Then you got to look at the other shit that he did. How many black people said they loved him before he started running for president?
Yeah, because they love the show of him. They love the showmanship of who Trump was, because they didn't ever think that this man was going to be their president. They looked at him as the man as, you're fired. Yeah. He's saying the dumb shit on TV. Like an entertainer. And someone who supposedly was so wealthy, knew so much about finances and shit. So that's why they loved him. They didn't love him as the next president. Well, now, you know what? Yes, they did. They did love him as the next president.
Do you think there's an actual possibility that propaganda exists?
Yes.
Okay, that's a good answer. Now,
wait, okay, sorry. Go ahead.
No, that's a good answer.
No, I'm sticking to that. I before I forget, because I am going to forget. You said his so simple, going back to what you said, his answer was so simple, that they did confess. So with Trump looking at things so black and white, you just stated a whole factual thing of how they were kids. They didn't get to see anybody but these officers. That's all they saw. They were told that they'll get to go home if they say this. You have to put in mind when you see a situation, it can't just be so black and white. So as a grown ass man looking at something put in front of you, you're just going to be like, well, yeah, they did say it. Not looking at any of the factors behind this whole situation. You could put any situation into play in that. You need to be able to look at things from what's just told to you. So Trump saying, well, they told me that they did say yes. So what am I going to say? Like, they did say it.
Right.
And this is the man that you're choosing.
You also have to look at it like this, right? He's getting this information. So right, they're police officers, right? So in his mind, Trump, and I'm not trying to defend Trump, but I'm trying to look at it in perspective where maybe this is the way that he was looking at it.
Well, before we get there, my fault, because I only mentioned that story. I don't want to get kept on the story real quick. The only reason I mentioned that specific story was to find common ground with Edith, to let her know that I understand the anger behind what people actually feel on a daily basis, and how I actually move past that using logic and not holding on to stuff like that. Because we could go back and forth all day about, okay, the officer said this to him, this is what he thought, blah, 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 blah. It's a whole back and forth. But what happens now? They were innocent. What he did was wrong, and now this is where we are today. Now we got to look towards the future. When I asked her if she believed in propaganda, I was trying to lead to the fact that here's what it is. To this day, most news networks, you can look it up yourself, were against Trump. And one of the deciding factors was using propaganda to push that he's a racist and a buffoon and he's the worst person on this earth. Now, me understanding propaganda and news, all of us understanding what they did with the vaccine within itself, my nigga, it's very easy to control an entire populace, especially black people. It's very easy to control an entire populace of us to control.
Why especially black people?
Because we're the easiest to control because of culture, hip hop, music. You look up some of the neighborhoods.
So the population of people who got the vaccine, you think it's mostly black people?
Nah.
No, that's not what I'm saying. What I was saying is propaganda is very easily used on all people.
I would have said, if you're comparing with the COVID thing, I would say especially the population is of white people because he scared them all to believe. Not him.
I'm agreeing with you. It was all people. Let's just say it was all people. It was over 70% of the population of the actual planet Earth. That believed in this truth, and it was through propaganda. If you don't get it, those unvaccinated are bad people. It was indoctrinated in us so that even in New York right now to this day, if you didn't have that card, you're not even welcome in this restaurant. Who are you? You know what I'm saying? It was like no colors allowed, or no unvaccinated allowed. They got into that world
strange.
Again.
That was a strange reality.
That was the truth.
But we can't forget
evidence
that
today. Evidence today saying complete opposite. So that's what
you know what that president would. Well, you know what that orange man said? Not president. You know what that orange man said? That you should stick like bleach during that time.
Oh yeah, I remember that. All right. Sound like a dumbass. Trump got to take that L. It's okay.
Yeah,
Trump got to take that L. How many L's?
And there's a population of people that believed him.
I believe that. But it is what it is.
People believe to get the vaccine. Like this.
You didn't get the vaccine?
No, I did not.
All right. So my fault. My fault, Pharaoh. You could go ahead and
I don't want to hold this up on this just because I keep calling your favorite person the artist.
No, it's okay. I want to hear Pharaoh's last thoughts on it before we move on from it.
As far as what?
As far as what you think about the whole situation, because I only brought it up trying to convince Edith to come to the dark side. But
I'm on my own side.
You could go ahead and continue.
Nah, to be honest, man, let her stay on this side. Let's just look. Let her stay on that side. But look, though, right? We're looking for results, like you said, right? So
right.
This is, month 2 of 4 years, right? There's a lot of shit that needs to happen. There's a lot of things that are going to happen. And to be honest, like you said earlier, we're just watching. Let's watch. Because like I said the last episode or the episode before that, we gave Biden a really long time to do what he did. Mind you, on top of that, you know how many pardons this guy had? Yo, they said he was pardoning, like, he didn't even know what he was pardoning. He was just pardoning shit. I think it was like 8,000. And there's never in history has any president ever pardoned like 8,000 people, bro. I think it probably is a little bit more than that. But what's up? Talk to me. You got something to say about that?
Trump came into office pardoning mad motherfuckers.
He didn't. But look, he didn't pardon that many people though. But you gotta be realistic.
Let me add on to it.
He just came in. That was 4 years.
Look though.
Look.
Like you gotta understand this. Some of the people that this guy pardoned were like some crazy.
He pardoned Dr. Fauci, dog.
Yes, like
for crimes.
You gotta think.
Here's the thing.
Like he can't. Yo,
here's the thing.
Need
right?
To wake up.
So I need to hear this too. All the news networks, right? They're talking about every negative shit that Trump is doing, right? But during the Biden administration, these motherfuckers, fuck you, CNN, these motherfuckers, fuck you, MSNBC, these motherfuckers, fuck you, ABC, these motherfuckers, fuck every last one of them niggas, because they heard it. They knew. They knew, son.
Jock out here trying to ruin my chances.
I don't give a fuck.
Major networks.
Fuck them niggas.
I'm trying to be.
Fuck them niggas, cuz.
I didn't say I like to get paid.
She's like, I need this.
I want to make that clear.
The reason why I say that is because during the time, look, you see how you have
respectfully,
all the negative stuff.
I'm stealing his shot. That's why.
No. You see how they said all this negative stuff about Trump and shit like that. All of these news networks never said not one negative thing about Biden, but they were just quiet, even when he was on his decline.
Well, that's because
even when he was fucking up with the country.
There's news outlets that are specifically targeted for Republicans, and there's news outlets who are specifically targeted for Democrats.
But there was an overwhelming majority, right? There was an overwhelming majority of motherfuckers actually going after Trump.
Well, obviously, because
as far as news stations are concerned, if you paid attention to all the news stations and what they were saying, there actually has been analytics that actually paid attention to, okay, all the negative things that they said about Trump, all the negative things that they said about Biden and his administration. And I could go deeper into that, but
gotta stay 100, they ain't scaring me. You want to censor a boss, you want to censor.
Go subscribe to The Blunt of Reality. To watch this whole podcast episode, click on the right. For more videos, click the left.
The Blunt of Reality.